back to challenge fatty. This is just to prove I do actually go for a run. I'm doing the 6-pack challenge. I think I mentioned it in the last video. I apologise that this is bobbing up and down and that I'm sweating and out of breath. As I mentioned the other time, I don't really have a conversational pace. This plot is my conversational pace. So, what's a 6-pack challenge? Well, it's not to get rid of my gut, although, you know, hopefully, fingers crossed. The 6-pack challenge is to do a marathon distance through 6 runs around a certain area. And I do these areas: Milton Keynes, Warrington, Manchester, Northwich, wherever. And they give you this secret link to a list of routes. Now, these aren't GPX routes. That would be far too simple. But you have to download 2 apps. One is What 3 Words, which you should have anyway, because it's awesome. The next is called Run to Go, and basically it's the reason why I'm wearing these air shocks that I've stolen off my missus. Basically, Run to Go takes a route and gives you a turn-by-turn direction. So if I look like I've spaced out slightly, it's not because I'm on drugs more than normal. It's because the little voice in my head, the other one, the little voice in my head is telling me where to go next. Currently, as you can see, I'm out of breath. This is Transpennon Trail, a second home to me around here. Give us a sec, I'll come back to you. Where was I? Oh yeah. So, it's very simple. You run along here and it beeps at you and tells you how many kilometres you've done. A bit like my Garmin. It also says, I don't know, in 100 metres, turn left over bridge. And that's all well and good. Except sometimes, not this one's very straight and very simple. But some of them, like the one I did yesterday, are quite technical. And it becomes like rally pace notes if you've ever watched the WRC. 6 left over bridge tightens into long K right, caution, don't cut, and stuff like that. Good God. Yeah, do you know what? I think running with this thing is actually harder than just running, because you don't get the natural arm movement or half your body. So, oh Jesus Christ, it's difficult. And I am allegedly ahead of pace, even though I've just stopped for an HOE. I am struggling. Come out for a run on a cool day, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Bollocks to that. Basically, yesterday I did another one of these routes called One More Time, because it's at the Moor Nature Reserve. Excuse me, not COVID. What's I saying? Oh yeah, all of these routes have lovely puntastic subnames. Sorry, again, little voice in my head is telling me to go 90 metres, turn right. I can lead to halfway, yay! Where was I? Oh yeah, they've all got punny surnames. Very, very punny surnames. So there's One More Time. Out on a limb. Damn fine run, which is Limb Dam. thorn in my side, which is Appleton Thorn. Sankey Scramble isn't much of a pun, but you know, it's a fun thing to do. Jesus Christ. Hill. So, as well as this whole Run to Go records it, but you can also record it on Strava. So when you upload it to a results base, which you have to do manually, which is a bit of a shame, then your time goes in against everybody else's for each run. So, another runner. I'm not the only idiot out here in the middle of the day running in insanely humid conditions. Jesus. Anybody want to know what the M6 looks like from underneath? Brace yourself. Spectacular, isn't it? Bet you're glad you waited all your life to see that. But one downside to these air shocks, which I've figured out so far, is we're connected by Bluetooth, which is great. No silly wires. However, I haven't, because they're my better halves that I've stolen, never actually ran them flat. And I don't know if they just cut off or not, or if they give you a little beep to say low battery or something similar, which would be helpful, because being as we're on the Trans-Pennine Trail, which is long, straight, flat and boring through limb, there isn't very many times that the voice in my head kicks in and goes 90 metres turn left, 90 metres turn right. It's just silence, and I don't know if the air shocks have gone flat or not, because stupid me, I didn't charge them last night. I did nearly an hour worth of running yesterday. I don't know if the battery lasts 2 hours, 1.5, 2 albums, 1.5 podcasts. I haven't got a clue. And there is no way that I'm speeding up just so I can get there before they run out, especially if I don't know when they're going to run out. By the way, isn't that beautiful? I genuinely wish I was able to put into words and describe it better. Between taking massive gulps of air, again, it's not like I'm sprinting. I'm literally stumbling forwards. Being a Trans-Pennine Trail, you'd have to cross the road occasionally, so you have to be grown up and look both ways. The thing is, this 6-pack challenge thing isn't free. You do have to pay an entry. I think it was £25. I'll put a link in the description. And that's what gives you access to the secret site with all the routes. Jeez, look at flipping ways. I am absolutely shattered. I've got to keep on saying that. Right, one of the other things I mentioned was this is the Trans-Pennine Trail. Now, for you who don't know, I currently hold, nothing to brag about, the second fastest time across the 215 miles of this Trans-Pennine Trail. Obviously not running on a bike. I've got to say quite bluntly that Jesus Christ, It's a lot easier on a bike. Distances between all control gates go a lot quicker when you're doing 20 kilometers an hour, or faster, or less faster, depending if there's families and kids around. I'm about to go to something which I hope doesn't cause a problem. Fuck. First of all, run and go really isn't very good at directions. Second of all, massive diversion. I'm now running kind of illegally on the freshly resurfaced Transpennine Trail. P.S. If it stays like this, Transpennine Trail FKT is going to tumble if this goes like this whole way. And the voice in my head is telling me I'm off course again when I'm not. I know I'm not, but hey, now I've got to try and figure out how to get back on course. Rather annoyingly, after having to just cut my way through weeds, nettles, thorns, I'm now having to back on myself because I'm back on the route, which runs through this field, which is nicer than it was. Not as nice as that tarmac, but better. I have to go on my navigation, my own personal navigation. It's a lot better for this ultramarathon. Hey, 7 kilometres in, well, 7.5 kilometres, and I have about 1.5 kilometres left of this 8-kilometre route because I've gone so far off route so many times. Jesus Christ. Happy Father's Day, by anyway. Anybody who's watching this, this was done on Father's Day. Luckily for me, my family is very understanding and lets me do stupid stuff like this because I don't have a father to go visit because mine passed away almost 18 years ago, and well, frankly, I miss him every day, mostly because he'll be the one telling me this is a fucking stupid idea. Coming into the finish, I've got to show you this. This is absolutely beautiful. Sorry for bouncing, but holy crap, gorgeous. Right. That's me done on the bridge, thank you. Well, now that is all over, I've got my breath back, just walking back from the finish to my car. Hilariously, it turns out one of the diversions actually ran past my car and didn't realise. Yeah, I'm going to have to do this route again because, not because I want to, because there's so many diversions, this won't count as an entry. So yeah, that's your figures. I'm not entirely sure how accurate you have to be with a route given, because Run Go didn't tell me that I was off route for, I'd say, about 0.5 kilometre. There were sections where I was running parallel to the TPT and it wasn't saying that I was off route, so it's a bit weird. Anyway, that's that route done. Sorry for that extreme close up there. Get back into my shed and stop being so sweaty. Right, see you later.